This was another picture-perfect December afternoon at the Big A, and we get ready to cap opening week on the inner track. Harold Golden Brown and in tip-top shape on a Sunday card that featured quite a few two-turn races. And track announcer Travis Stone up in the booth. Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore alongside as we finish off day number 5 on the inner track.
And is it December 13th or April 13th? It felt like springtime today. I actually kept going out on the roof to get that nice cool breeze, but I think I like what you said about the track being like that golden brown, in perfect shape. The inner track.
In great shape, and we had some good-sized fields, especially the second half of the card, I thought picked up in intensity, and we've got a good group of 2-year-old maidens to kick off the pick 6. Sit tight for that. American Pharoah, though, we dive into headlines, and this will be an international cast on headlines tonight, a globe-trotting headlines, but American Pharoah trumps all as he got 47% of the vote in the online Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year award.
Well, it's great when our sport can get this kind of mainstream exposure, and American Pharoah's done that all year. You got to go back to, I think, Steve Cawthon on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the SI Sportsman of the Year, and American Pharoah deserved it. All due respect to all of the other contenders and obviously the Kansas City Royals. Ronda Rousey losing probably cost her chance. American Pharoah was the story this year. Good for our game.
Yeah, and the editors have the final say. The winner, and it should be American Pharoah, considering the second-place finisher in the voting was the Kansas City Royals at 29%. They'll announce it tomorrow on the Today Show, so some good stuff there, and a big thanks to AP. Let's get you out to the action at Shot Tin. 85,500 in attendance. They bet nearly $190 million, and here is track announcer Darren Flindell with the call of the Hong Kong Vase.
They're in the straight. Harbour Master quickly joined by Helene Happy Star, but here comes the French champion Flinchier. He quickly looms up, and at the 250 he raced to the lead. Highland Reel tries to go with him. They beat off Helene Happy Star. Darian trailing up behind them. Highland Reel in for the fight. He regained the lead from Flinchier. Then Darian, but it's Highland Reel. Aidan O'Brien, his first victory in the Hong Kong Vase, and Highland Reel defeats the defending champion. Highland Reel from Flinchier, and Darian third. Ming Dynasty.
3-year-old colt by Galileo won the Secretariat over the summer at Arlington Park. Highland Reel for Aidan O'Brien.
He was so impressive. He was aggressively ridden by Ryan Moore, got position, was on the lead for a ways. Then 2 horses made some middle moves and kind of broke the race open. Ryan Moore sat chilly, came out for room when Flintshire got to him. Terrific stretch duel, and Flintshire is just such a terrific horse.
Oh, class all about those top 2. They are 2 legit, just world-class turf horses in a good race at Shot Tin. As we have Mongolian Saturday, American participation in these races at Shot Tin was few and far between, but Mongolian Saturday did make the trip. He was beaten about 4 lengths in the Hong Kong Sprint. I'll send it to you, Mig, off the break. I know you want to get to business with the eventual winner.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the race was run by Peniophobia, if I'm saying that correctly. In the first 100 yards, you see his rider, Joe Moreira. He was intent. He went in with a plan. He left from the far outside. He cleared this field, Jason, in 100 yards, and that's what won him the race.
Let's send it back upstairs as we pick it up around the far turn at Darren Flindell.
Forward. Saturday out 3 wide. Rich Tapestry not listening to me, lurking. Stray Girls coming very wide. Gold Fun about to be called on. They're in the straight, and Penophobia a half to Mickey O. Not listening to me. Gold Fun starting to creep closer. Mongolian Saturday. Rich Tapestry. He fully commits now. Moreira on Penophobia. 2 lengths. Not listening to me. Gold Fun winding up, but Penophonia kept going. 2 lengths in front from Gold Fun. Continuing to close. Penophobia in front. Gold Fun can't reach him, and Penophobia all the way in the sprint defeats Gold Fun, and not listening to me. It's a test for Hong Kong.
Boy, does he look good on a horse. And I think the nickname, the horse players and racing fans, what do they call the winning jockey?
The Magic Man, and he wins at such a high percentage. He's just had phenomenal success since he got to Hong Kong, and you could see why. He blew that horse out of the gate, opened up the lead, then raided him in the middle and had enough left through the stretch. I like when a rider takes his own destiny in his own hands.
$2.4 million, the purse in the Hong Kong Sprint. And again, Mongolian Saturday, not embarrassed, running 5th or so, beaten just 4 lengths.
Yeah, and he didn't corner well. It didn't look like he was handling the right-hand bend that much, and some horses have a hard time adjusting to it. It looked like he had a difficult time with it.
All right, let's move on to the action here at the Big A. From Shot Tin to Aqueduct. I'm not sure if that phrase has ever been muttered before, but that's what we're doing tonight on MSG Plus as we go back to Sunday's 4th race. Travis Stone, 2-year-old maidens ringing the opening leg of the pick 6.
They're off. Musical Comedy with a good start, and so too Catamount for the inside. Big Gillette is racing up, but here comes Cadiron. Cadiron quickly up to take the lead. Bias the first time. Big Gillette's going to defer back in second. Catamount settles in toward the rail to be third. Inequality is away fourth. Grayscale wide into that turn in fifth. Musical Comedy sixth over to the inside, and Shoot from the Hip is at the back. 5 lengths from top to bottom as they move around the first turn. And it is Cadiron with an arrow lead. Big Gillette moves into second on the outside, just 3/4 of a length behind for the backstretch run. 6 furlongs left to go. Catamount is drafting in behind third toward the rail. Quarters on the board in 24 and 2/5 seconds up the backstretch, and Cadiron shows the way with Big Gillette right alongside. 5 furlongs left. Catamount is in behind, running along third. Inequality in between horses racing fourth. Grayscale hustled along on the far outside in fifth, now under the whip as they head for the half-mile pole. 4 more lengths back to Shoot from the Hip and Musical Comedy at the inside. So on to the far turn. The half was 49 and 1/5 seconds. Big Gillette head-to-head with Cadiron. These two continue with 3 furlongs to go. Catamount is third toward the rail. Inequality under more pressure racing fourth. Musical Comedy's making steady progress toward the inside fifth. Shoot from the Hip. The whip is out in sixth. Here's the quarter pole, and Big Gillette has come on to take a narrow lead away from Cadiron. They're off the turn together, though. Big Gillette outside, Cadiron inside, fighting on. Far outside, Inequality's getting on track late now. Third, Catamount and Musical Comedy inside the final furlong. Cadiron is back in front. Big Gillette won't back down. Inequality keeps on grinding away. These three coming to the finish together. Big Gillette, here's Inequality on the outside to get there. Inequality just gets up. Cadiron re-rallied. Big Gillette there too. Musical Comedy fourth.
Heck of a race-long battle between Cadiron and the number 4, Big Gillette. They were, however, picked off late in the game by the number 5, Inequality.
Inequality, a big, rangy-looking horse. I really liked the way he looked on the track, and he just was relentless. He kept coming with that long, sustained drive. Good job by Leah Giamardi. 2 races on the turf, a lot of foundation. He gets up. I would like to see the 6, Cadiron, with blinkers on. Every time he popped ahead in front of Big Gillette, his ears would come up and his head would come up a little bit. I think he kept losing focus. I think this horse would be a lot better with blinkers.
All right, maybe he'll have blinkers next time out. This was a second lifetime start today, and as Jeff Treadway and Leah were reunited with Inequality, we know Jeff is a guy who's really made a fairly big impact towards the upper echelon of the game, and he's a fairly new owner with good horses. He likes to run in stakes. Would you consider maybe taking a shot 3 weeks from yesterday and running this horse in the Jerome, January 2nd on the inner track?
I hope not. I hope they go a little slower, because I think this is a very good colt, and I think he's the quality to do that eventually. But Mike Tyson, everybody knew he was going to be champion of the world. He fought 10 or 11 tomato cans before he stepped up against real tough company, and I think it's the same thing with horses. You want to do it a little bit more progressively.
All right, here's race number 5. Well said, Mig. We'll get it back to Travis Stone. Had the binoculars in full swing alongside that track microphone. We've got claimers at 1 mile and a 16th to cash out the pick 5 and early 4.
A good start, racing right out after that lead. Frenchman Bay to the outside, up for second now. Under the line, first time, Big Gal Parker out to set the pace. Frenchman Bay is going to be second. Lunar Rover toward the rail third. Try Flying on the far outside fourth into that turn. Melville in between horses running in fifth, and Freudian Lights at the back in sixth. After that sharp start, Big Al Parker is keen to go on from there. Leads by 3 lengths heading for the backstretch run. Eric Hansa with a firm hold of the reins. The first quarter on the board in 24 and 1/5 seconds. Backstretch run. Big Al Parker loose on the lead. Leads by 2.5. Frenchman Bay now second. Outside of Lunar Rover, who's third and getting a bit closer toward the rail. Try Flying is in the clear. Advancing with a backstretch move. Here comes Try Flying and Frenchman Bay. They're both coming after Big Al Parker. Lunar Rover's back in fourth, heading for the half-mile pole. And then it's Melville racing fifth, and Freudian Lights in the clear sixth, inside of 4 furlongs to go. The half in 49 seconds flat. So Big Gal Parker onto the far turn. Frenchman Bay in pursuit, half length behind as they make the turn. Try Flying on the outside, under more pressure third. Lunar Rover asks for speed toward the inside. Fourth and about to be third with 2.5 half lengths to make up. Farther back, it's Melville and 40 and Lights as they come to the top of the stretch. Frenchman Bay comes up alongside a Big Gal Parker. Lunar Rover swings wide for the stretch drive third. Top of the stretch now. Big Gal Parker down inside, lost the lead to Frenchman Bay. Lunar Rover's getting on track on the far outside, and here he comes now. 1 furlong left, and Lunar Rover goes right on by. Frenchman Bay, no response for Lunar Rover. Big Al Parker back in third. Here's the wire, and it is Lunar Rover to win it by 2.5. Frenchman Bay second, Big Al Parker third. Try Flying got fourth.
We're only 5 cards into the winter meet here at the Big A on the inner track. One thing is crystal clear to me. Jose Ortiz, as long as he stays injury-free, will have a huge winter in Queens. He
is riding the inner track better than anybody at this point. He's just got the handle on it, saves ground when he has to, tips out when he needs to. Now, look, he's riding live horses, and that's a credit to his agent, but he is riding lights out. Him, Kendrick Carmouche, and a couple other people really got a handle on this racetrack, and it's fun to watch guys figure it out quick.
And we'll see those guys compete as this show progresses. The Big Deluxe, how about a big favorite in race number 7 on the card? We'll see how he did on the other side of this quick timeout on Insider.
Now you can enjoy your favorite pro and fantasy football teams while playing the races in style as Longshots welcomes back NFL Sunday Ticket. With over 400 HD TVs, 270 individual carols, a full-service sports bar and food menu, Longshots is the place to catch all the great racing and football action. So come on out, bring your friends, bring your league to Longshots, located on the 2nd floor at Aqueduct.
Honor Code. He may or may not make an appearance a bit later in the show, and he is giving the affirmative nod there with that big classy stride, the new mobile site at NYRA.com. Check it out. Streamlined, very intuitive, a very, very slight beginner's curve. You'll be throwing in bets, winning bets in no time whatsoever as we welcome you back to the Big A. The Mig's on the muscle. Jason is with him in our clubhouse studios, and it's a good time of the year to get involved, man, and play. We had that pick 6 yesterday, Mig, that paid $150,000 plus.
I mean, where else can you go to have a great day and maybe potentially have a life-changing score? This is the only place I know.
Yeah, the game's changed my life. That one random Saturday back in 92 or 93, Belmont Park, and it changed my life forever.
Imagine if you didn't go.
I shudder to think what my life would be like, whether I was working in the industry or not, without thoroughbred racing. It is a scary, scary thought.
We're glad you did.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here as well. Thank you. I'm at a loss for words. All right, race number 7. The Big Deluxe is up next. We had talked about him last night for Steve Cosaras. Real tough New York bred. He is even money with Erod Ortiz as we go back to Travis.
And Call Daddy fastest out of the gate quickly, and just like that, Call Daddy has cleared the field by 2. And here comes the Big Deluxe on the outside, racing up after that lead now. And here's the Big Deluxe up to take the lead. Call Daddy back second toward the rail. Long for the City comes away third on the outside. Uncharted Course is fourth outside of Gentrify, who's fifth. Stay tuned, sixth in the clear. Chapman is at the back of the pack, racing in seventh as the field hits the far turn. 23 and 1 was the quarter. The Big Deluxe in front of Long for the City. They're a half a length apart with 3 furlongs to go. Gentrify's on the outside of Call Daddy. They're together third and fourth. Uncharted Course is wide on the turn in fifth. Then it's Chapman and Stay Tuned as they hit the quarter pole. The Big Deluxe trying to shake loose from the pack. Opens up a 3-length advantage off the turn. Call Daddy coming on again now. Second on the outside. Uncharted Course is finding stride, and so too Chapman. Furlong to go. The Big Deluxe driving on a 2-length lead. Call Daddy keeps on coming. Uncharted Course on the far outside is coming too. The Big Deluxe needs that wire. Call Daddy final try. The Big Deluxe holds on by a long neck. Call Daddy was second. Uncharted Course, Stay Tuned, and Chapman.
Even money 410 on the Big Deluxe, who did basically have everything his own way. But, man, he will just dig and fight a heart as big as the Big A.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see visibly how he bears down and does not want to be passed here in the final strides. Call Daddy took a big shot at him. The Big Deluxe stretching that gray neck out. a horse that's fun to watch because he does not want to lose.
He dances all the dances. He's banked over $400K. Now 12 wins from 39 lifetime starts. It doesn't matter who puts the saddle and the bridle on. He's a popular claim box item, and he just runs for everybody.
Well, and Steve Caceres found this perfect spot for him. He's protected. He can't get claimed the starter allowance, a good pot, and he'll have him for another day.
All right, let's move on to race number 8 as we continue on in this final pick 3 with the 10% Sunday's winner bonus at NYRA.com. Check that out. Mile and 70 for the feature. It's an A other than, and these are fillies and mares.
Perfect Freud is there too. High Ridge Road far outside. Ansible's up close, down toward the rail. Endless Chat holds her spot to the inside as they move into the first turn. And Perfect Freud out to set the pace. Endless Chat toward the inside second. High Ridge Road spun out wide into that turn. Tries to angle over to the 3-path outside of Kathy's Humor. They're together third and fourth. Ansible backs out of there. Settles in fifth. Another 2 back to Long Blooming Rose at the back of the pack. 6 furlongs to go. And Perfect Freud is up top and setting the pace with no early pressure at all. Quarters on the board in 23 and 4. So up the backstretch. Perfect Freud shows the way. Kathy's Humor second to the outside. High Ridge Road in the clear, racing third. Endless Chat drafting in toward the inside fourth, about 3 lengths behind Perfect Freud to the half-mile pole. Ansible's catching up to leaders just a bit now on the outside, and so too Long Blooming Rose as the field hits the far turn. Perfect Freud is still the leader, and she's opening up. Perfect Freud opens up to lead by 2. Kathy's Humor's running in second. High Ridge Road asks for more speed. The whip is out of the outside in third. Ansible's trying to rally from fourth. Endless Chat buried toward the rail fifth, and Long Blooming Rose in sixth. In the meantime, Perfect Freud has kicked away to lead by 5 off the turn. Perfect Freud in front, top of the stretch. High Ridge Road in second now. Ansible's on the outside, and Kathy's Humor's fourth toward the rail. 1 furlong left. Perfect Freud still with a 3-length advantage. High Ridge Road keeps on grinding, still second. Ansible third, 16th pole. It is still Perfect Freud. High Ridge Road's going to try and catch her late. Here's the wire. Perfect Freud goes coast to coast. Holding off High Ridge Road, who had a good effort second. Ansible was third. Kathy's Humor fourth.
That's right, Travis. On the lead throughout, made every pole a winning one was Perfect Freud, who slowed down the pace. And you had commented in the pre-race analysis on the Aqueduct live feed, you liked the way she was warming up.
Warmed up terrific. You know, when a horse keeps making me go back to them, it was like it was pulling the binoculars back to spot them. She looked terrific warming up. She's got a good record on the inner track. Kendrick Carmouche gave her a good aggressive ride, and a great job by Gary Siaka. Everything fell perfectly into place.
All right, Freud, the sire, New York breds, he's the man in the state bred ranks, that's for sure. Gary Siaka, Kendrick Carmouche. Rapid fire pick 5. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9 with the remainder of day 5 on the inner.
4 of them separated by 2 lengths as they come outside the quarter pole. Jazz Player trying to see it out. Park Ranger 2 wide off the turn. Deep Consideration 3 wide off the turn. Chief Assignment swings to the far outside. There's 1 furlong left. Park Ranger narrow lead. Jazz Player tries to fight on. Here's Deep Consideration surging late, and Chief Assignment on the outside finding stride too. 50 yards left. Deep Consideration. Chief Assignment. Chief Assignment with a good finish on the outside to get there. Chief Assignment runs down Deep Consideration. The big favorite Park Ranger third, Jazz Player fourth. Follow her by the quarter pole, cutting the corner off the turn, where Kitty's Pearl's in front by 2. Kitty's Pearl trying to see it out, 3/16 left, just enough. Dior's trying to rally toward the rail. Milky Your Way is there too. Furlong left, Kitty's Pearl clear by 2. Just enough Dior angles outside, and here she comes now, and Just Enough Dior goes right on by Kitty's Pearl. Just Enough Dior and Kendrick Carmouche pulling away late. They're going to win by 2.5 on the wire, and it's tight for second. Milky Your Way or Kitty's Pearl. Farther back, go third now. Sweet Pursuit is fourth. Flying KC is back in fifth with 8 lengths to make up as they turn for home. And 1 more song to catch. Trying to get away from Nighttime Slipper. Sweet Pursuit trying to rally in behind. Lil Renegade on the far outside. Farther back, Take a Bow. 1/16 left. 1 more song by 2.5. Lil Renegade and Sweet Pursuit chasing 1 more song to the wire. And 1 more song will get there. The winner by 2. Sweet Pursuit second. Lil Renegade third. Take a Bow fourth. Taylor's racing fourth. Rest have to get going. Top of the stretch. Amulette tries to cut the corner. Lots of Noodles tries to call her on the outside. 3/16 left. Amulette digging down toward the rail, trying to fend off Lots of Noodles, who's still a half a length behind. Farther back, doing what she likes, moves into third, trying to close late in the game. Amulette's got a 2-length lead, though. Lots of Noodles has been trying to get by. Won't give it up. Time running out. Amulette will get to the wire first. The 1-length winner. Lots of Noodles second. Doing what she likes was third. Big break back. My Wild Gata got fourth. Irritable is still the leader off the turn. Best plays trying to muster up a rally. Angles outside. Coming on now. Raptoro is there too. Money in your pocket. Fire alarm down the center of the track. Lure of the South's got a shot too. Way out there. Down to the final furlong. Best play comes away with the lead and kicks away. Best play full of run through the stretch. Opens up by 3. Lure of the South up for second, but it is Best Play and Manny Franco to take down the finale. Lure of the South was second. Fire Alarm and Where's Danny?
Eddie Barker and Manny Franco with Best Play, who took a ton of money. I mean, really bet down to 5-2 from the inside post, and he was not covered in the pick six. How do you like the 5 figures behind the Mig and myself? 26,000 plus into Wednesday's card. We're back at it Wednesday at 12:20 p.m. And let's take a second look, shall we, with the pick six carryover news out of the way, and we'll get back to race number 6. And this was Bruce Levine doing what Bruce Levine does best. Real cheeky move with Amulette, dropping her in for 16,000.
Well, obviously something went awry last time, but they're not going to be running her unless she's okay. Now she took that precipitous drop in class. But when I saw Roddy Valenti, her owner here in the paddock, I said, pretty sure she's going to run well.
Yeah.
And of course, she got it done. And it's fun to see somebody that puts as much into the game as Roddy, a great guy, a good friend of mine. Actually was one of the reasons why he got in the game when we became friends. To see him have the success he has, he's another guy like Michael Dubb. Gets horses from the West Coast, gets horses with a plan, and, of course, now his stallion busting stones.
Yeah, and he's a self-made man who loves the game, loves Saratoga, and we like having Roddy with us here at Aqueduct, and you can't miss those black and white silks. And we'll see if Roddy was active in the claim box today. We see Bruce Levine took Kitty's Pearl out of race number 2. In fact, David Jacobson involved in both ends of the early double. Got a couple of different slates to bring you, a couple of different pages. Luna Rover to Danny Gargan. Jacobson took Lots of Noodles, who could not wear down Amulette. We had Star of the Forest, Big Al Parker, and doing what she likes. I think that'll do it. The second and final page of claims. And we go down the stretch on Insider with the look back at the week. Saturday, December 26th will be a day to remember here at Aqueduct. Not only is it the first racing card back off the 5-day Christmas break, we've got that $3 per calendar 2016 NYRA calendar for sale, and it hit me last night driving home. This will be the first NYRA calendar ever to feature a Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, you brought that up earlier, and I thought it was a great point, because I don't remember being a kid seeing Affirmed and Seattle Slew, seeing them in any calendar, so it's pretty neat stuff.
Here's a late blooming as we get to the week's top performers, and we had some lofty figs, but how about a late blooming Majestic Warrior 3-year-old trained by John Paracella for the Kupferbergs in Prepper, who won second time out with a big fig of 93.
He was so good. He blasted out of the gate and just took control of this field and manhandled them. And, you know, John Paracella is just putting up gaudy numbers, a torrid pace he's had with a limited amount of horses. John, a tremendous horseman, and Prepper, one of his students.
Prepper may be stakes bound this winter on the inner track. We certainly have got room for him. Maybe a Carter horse down the road. Will she have a date with American Farrah? I know Jimmy Islin told Maggie in the post-race interview when all's said and done, they'd like to breed her to AP.
Well, that'd be fun to see that, because she's a fan favorite around here, New York bred. And, you know, she was supposed to be retired once before and go home to be a mom. She didn't. Our luck, because we enjoy watching her run. She was very good here. Be interesting to see if she actually gets that date with American Farrah.
Blue-collar New York bred mares wrap up the week's edition as far as top performers. We had Blewitt, and here is Say 3 Hail Marys, who's by a $1,000 stallion in Repent, and she has banked about 350 G's.
Now, homebred for the very unstable John Morrison, terrific job. And I think this ride pointed out, as much as any other, just Jose Ortiz's understanding of how to ride the inner track.
And you broke it down perfectly on the Racing Report. That'll be on Monday and Tuesday here, MSG Plus, 6 p.m. alongside Andy Serling. Hot Jock jockey. We've never done this before. Look at these prices with the Davis clan, and both Jackie and Dylan are riding great, and they are a big reason why we've had so many pick six carryovers this opening week.
The riding Davises, it's just fun to watch them. You know, I mean, obviously, Robbie and I used to lock horns a great deal. Two competitive guys getting in each other's way. I get such a kick out of watching his children ride. Even Katie, they're doing a great job, and it's fun to just be a witness to it.
And Robbie's got Dusty Miles with Katie Davis hanging around for Wednesday's 9th race. That'll be the back end of that Wednesday pick six carryover. Take a look at Dusty Miles at a big price. Angel Arroyo and Kendra Carmouche, a pair of Philly Park transplants, both walked away with a training double. They should both be poised for a big winter on the inner track as well, as will be the case with Rudy Rodriguez, who has put up some insane numbers. His first off the claim stat just at Aqueduct since we arrived, first week in November, he's 6 for his last 9 at the Big A.
You know, and it's such a team effort. I mean, in the barn, his brother working with him, his son, family in the barn, Michael Dubb, I'm sure, helping pick out the horses they claim, Rudy hitting on all cylinders. And one of the biggest things is his work ethic. Rudy is one of the hardest working guys, and he's been that way from his riding days.
And he's coming off his second ever Aqueduct training title, a short meet for sure, but Rudy did win the main track meet, and they have got him the catch with 4 victories. We say goodnight in the meantime, the Mig and myself, and leave you with a powerful quarter-mile run for a legendary trainer in one of the world's greatest races. Here's Honor Code, Belmont Stakes Day in the Metropolitan.
And Private Zone comes out running. Pence on fire, and Bayern is there too. And oh, steadying hard was Bay of Plenty. Bay of Plenty had to really take up there, and is 4th in the early stages. Tamar Cruz is running on 5th. And then it's Noble Moon in 6th. Tonalist is 7th at this stage of the race, and he's about 9 lengths off the lead. He's tracked by Kobe's Back, Wicked Strong, and late running Honor Code is 15 behind, 22 and 2. A sharp opening quarter mile for Private Zone and Martin Pedrosa. And a Breeders' Cup Classic winner, Bayern, is pressing the pace on the outside. Second by another 3 lengths. And then it's Pence on Fire, Tamar Cruz, Noble Moon, and a 4-wide Bay of Plenty who had trouble down the backstretch. Tonalist has 7 lengths to make up after a blazing half mile in 44 and 4/5 seconds. And then it's Kobe's Back, Wicked Strong, and Honor Code with that quick pace is beginning his run, but still has work to do. And Private Zone is still going strong on the lead. Private Zone and Martin Pedrosa turning for home on top of the Met Mile. Here's Tamar Cruz running after him after 3/4 in 1:08 and 3. Private Zone joined by Tamar Cruz. Honor Code is absolutely flying on the far outside, and Tonalist is right behind them, but Honor Code has swept to the front with a dramatic run. Tonalist takes second late. Private Zone third. Honor Code in the Met Mile. And then it was Tonalist, followed by Private Zone, and Tamar Cruz in a final.